Hello, good morning, everyone. So let's have our daily briefing for today. And let's have a quick market recap on yesterday's data. Okay, so first things we have the inflation rate for UK yearly basis for the month of October. So the previous data is 3.1%, and the market forecast at 3.7%. And at least time yesterday it was 3 p.m. And the actual data, it was 4.2%. So it beats the market forecast in the previous data, followed by the monthly basis for October as well for the inflation rate for UK. So the previous is 0.3% and the market forecast at 0.7%. And the actual data, it was 1.1%. So it beats the market forecast in the previous data as well. So obviously, the inflation rate for UK was actually better. It beats the market forecast in the previous data. So let's take a look on what happened on the British pound against the dollar, to be specific. Okay. So right here on the 15 minutes time frame, let me just pull out my pen. We can clearly see that this data helped the British pound to go up, and it went up sharply from this territory around the 34 level, and it went up around the 1.349, and it closed to 1.35. So for the whole session, the British pound is on the bullish momentum, and at this moment, during the Asian sessions, around the 1.3491 level as well. So next things, we have the inflation rate for Eurozone yearly basis for the month of October. So the previous data is 3.4%, and the market forecast at 4.1%. And at least time last night, it's 6 p.m. And the actual data, it's 4.1%. So it's still the same at the market forecast, but this one is actually higher compared to the previous data. But however, this inflation rate for Eurozone did not create any volatility right after the release. Followed by the inflation rate for Canada yearly basis for the month of October. So the previous data is 4.4%, and the market forecast 4.9%. And the release time last night, it's 9:30 p.m. And the actual data, it's 4.7%, slightly lower comparing to the market forecast, but it beats the previous data. Followed by the monthly basis for the month of October as well. So the previous data is 0.2%, and the market forecast 0.5%. So for this one, the actual data, it's 0.7%. So the inflation rate for monthly basis for the month of October for Canada, it was slightly higher for about 0.2%. So let's see what happened on the USD CAD last night. So obviously, the USD CAD, it created a volatility for this pair. Just pull out my pen. So supposedly, if the CAD data performed better last night, supposedly the price of the USD CAD to be specific will go down. But since this one is correlated with oil, so the current price of oil, as per checking, is around the 74 per barrel. So it means that there's a strong decline for oil for this week. So that is why it helped the USD CAD push higher. So for the whole session last night, the USD CAD went up for about 1.2621 level, coming from the 1.2550 territory. And during the Asian session, the price still remains at 1.26 level. So for oil, let's check what happened on this one. So it's around 76 per barrel at this moment. So we can see a strong decline from started around 80 per barrel and then went down to 76.78. So the price of oil went down sharply for the past couple of sessions. Followed by the housing starts for US for the month of October. So the previous is 1.53 million, and the market forecast at 1.59. And the actual data, it's 1.52 million. So it's lower than the market forecast in the previous data. And also the building permits, the previous data is 586 million, and the market forecast at 1.661 million. And the actual data, it's 1.65 million, so lower than the market forecast in the previous data. But however, this one did not create any volatility, to be specific, on the dollar index. But the dollar index is currently around the 96 level, so it's on the 16-month high due to the inflation rate. And for today's economic data, so last night we have a handful of inflation rate data, but for today, so there's actually nothing much. But on the 9:30 p.m. we have the ADP data for Canada and also the weekly initial jobless claims. But we also have to focus on some speech later. So 10:30 p.m. we have the ECB Lane speech and the Fed Williams speech, and during the European session we also have some speech tonight. So we have to pay attention with this one. So for today, we don't have any key products since there's nothing much for economic data. But again, we have to focus on some speech during the European session and the US session. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining our daily briefing for today. Stay safe and have a great day.